Episode 17. We're going to get at it now. What's up, guys?
What's going on? How's it going?
Let's talk about some National Football League. Go over the last week. My name's Clay.
My name's Jay.
I'm Justin.
There we go. Little week review of what's going on. It was an interesting week. It was the week of the defense. The defense came back. We'll look back and say, Marcus Peters, when the Chiefs and the Carolina Panthers were playing. At the end of the game, it was 17-all. I think 30 seconds, 20-something seconds left. Panthers are driving, and Peters rips the ball out of KB's hands.
How did he not have one of those plays against the Jaguars?
I don't know. I really don't. He should have. I mean, the way we've been playing all year.
You expected it all game. I expected it all week. It just never happened.
But he ripped the ball right out. Chiefs got the ball, set him up, got a field goal, won the game. That's the play. I'm surprised you don't see that play more often, where they just rip the ball from a damn receiver.
Yeah, reminds me of the 2008 National Championship game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. That was pretty good. And similar situation, different. Yeah. But you also had the Saints playing the Broncos in the Superdome. Saints score a touchdown. They go to take the lead versus the Broncos. 1-point lead. I want to say it was Marshall. Someone jumped the line. Totally jumped the line, blocks a snap, gets picked up by the corner, taken back for a 2-point conversion. Broncos, I believe they won 25-23 due to that conversion. Yep, 25-23.
Were you expecting the Broncos to be as successful this year?
Well, you knew they weren't going to be. You knew they weren't going to be crap, but I did not think they were going to be this good.
I thought they'd have a losing record. I thought they'd have a good defense, but their offense would be so bad. I thought they'd be the Jaguars. Well, the Jaguars are.
I didn't think they'd be that bad.
How did you think that? Because they really only lost 3 of their defensive players, and they only lost
those are 3 pretty good defensive players.
3 building blocks, really.
Yeah.
A lackluster quarterback. They still have one of the most elusive between the hashes wide receiver. And they have one that can still spread the field, whether they like using him or not. I mean, they still got, and then they got.
Talk about Demarius.
Yeah, and they still have, at least one decent running back. I mean, I knew they weren't going to be. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I did not expect them to be this good.
I expected them to be very competitive for the division and everything.
What's their record right now?
I'm not 100%. I know they're not in second place in the division.
That's pretty damn good.
What, 7-3?
They're 7-3.
Yep.
Yeah. I was expecting them to be a 4-win team at this point.
Well, I mean,
but
look at it. It took
around 500.
It took a blocked 2-point conversion to beat a 4-5 Saints team.
Well, I mean, they're opposite teams.
The Saints, though, are never going to be out of any game because of Breeze.
And that's the point.
I mean, that's
they're
not for Denver.
It is, but the defense keeps them in a lot of games.
Yeah, and I think
that defense does a lot.
Wasn't one of those touchdowns scored by the defense in this game?
I believe it was.
I mean, that's exactly it. They're polar opposites. That Saints team was the same as it's ever been. They can't pull their defense together.
Yeah.
And Drew Brees keeps them hanging around.
Yeah, that he does.
Let's talk about that barn burner between the Rams and the Jets. Ooh, maybe.
Man, that's something else. How do Jets fans feel seeing the Rams and you can't win a game after holding your opponent to 9 points?
I saw a thing where the Rams have a better winning percentage when they don't score touchdowns.
That's some kind of depressing right there. I don't even know what to say, but that's depressing.
Who actually started for the Jets last week?
It was Bryce Petty.
Oh, boy.
Yep, former Baylor quarterback. He got the nod. And from the word on the street, Head coach is not ready to confirm him the starter because he's worried about losing the locker room.
Man.
So, there's problems in Jetsville.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could have saw that right on the wall.
How did that crumble as
Yeah,
quickly?
exactly. So quick. That's the thing. He said not necessarily losing the locker room, but basically people quitting because going to the third quarterback and skipping over Geno, because apparently Geno still has a lot of love in the locker room, and so does Fitzy.
After getting sucker punched?
Yeah, I guess after getting KO'd.
What about the Falcons and Eagles? So the rookie does it again.
Finally does it again.
Yep.
They got off their schneid.
They had a little snide going.
Only
What
2
happened to the
games,
Falcons?
right? Well, the Falcons.
Ran into a good defense.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it.
I mean, they had a good thing going, but now that they've dropped to 6-4.
And Julio Jones did Julio.
No, that they did not.
Well, I remember listening to Bill Simmons' podcast, and they were talking about like certain teams are like they rated them based on different criteria. And they said, the Falcons are a good team as long as they don't punt. They're a team that like just can't punt.
Really?
Yeah.
Their punter is just that bad,
No.
or their punt coverage.
Their defense isn't good enough.
Oh.
And they're not a team that can sustain like themselves.
Fair
Unless
enough.
the offense is just dominating the game.
Yeah, like it was 2 weeks ago, I believe, where Julio and Matt Ryan went off.
Panthers? My God.
Yeah, dude, they lit them up.
That
That
was
was just,
60 plus points.
yeah.
in
You
fantasy.
it looked like the Falcons were going to run away with that division.
All right, Texans and Jags.
Yeah, that was something right there.
That was a game.
That was a game to behold.
And,
That was a
I
game
mean,
where people were there.
people
were
were
there.
there. I mean, we were never that far out of it. But the Texans, we found really aren't that good.
Well,
No.
I already knew this.
Brock Osweiler, he had 99 yards in the game.
Texans are. I mean, we kind of came to this conclusion at the beginning of the season. We thought the Texans probably just won the division by default.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's exactly where we are, because the Colts are legit bad. If there wasn't this other team called the Jaguars taking the cellar for them, they'd definitely be the last place team.
Oh yeah, hands down.
100%.
But we're gonna elaborate out on the
Jaguars coming up on the Circle Up Prowl weekly.
but
A lot more elaboration, a lot more depression.
yeah. So
And drinking.
Yeah, so have your beers ready for that one.
We
Dolphins
know we
and
do.
Chargers.
That's a classic matchup of the ages, as always.
Can you believe?
They're on a 4-game winning streak, I believe the Dolphins are.
All
Yeah.
because they found a running back on their bench, and all of a sudden,
That he just woke up.
yeah.
And he sent Arian Foster into retirement.
like they're still not good. I mean,
It's better than what they've been for a minute.
Oh.
I'm not saying they're great, but they're not great.
they're riding the hot hand though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ride the hot hand.
Um,
Take a look. What about that thing in Nashville? What's going on there?
Well, I know
47-25.
I know Justin still doesn't believe it. I don't want to believe it, but Titans are good.
They're still getting that Jaguars treatment because all I heard all week is, "What's wrong with the Packers?"
Yes.
Yeah.
I even said it too. Because it doesn't. We expect good teams to be good year in and year out, and bad teams to be bad year in and year out.
Yeah,
But
That is a
the
fact.
The Packers are bad.
and the Titans are good against bad teams,
Yeah.
which
So far,
doesn't mean they're a good team.
so far they got a winning record. So
They do have a winning record. I recall the 2010 Jaguars had a winning record about this point in the season too.
yeah, I mean,
And we told ourselves they were good because
I
they
mean-
had beaten like a 2-win Rams team and like a 3-win Bills team. And I mean, like they're beating up on bad teams.
but yeah, I mean, there are still 5-6 weeks left in the season. I mean, anything can still happen, but fuck the Titans, bro.
Yeah, fuck the Titans.
Uh,
Really, in summary,
Well,
fuck the Titans.
Vikings at Redskins. Redskins pulled it out. Like,
Vikings are coming back down to earth, exactly what you expect.
They're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
yeah.
We all were saying 4 weeks ago, like, I can't believe the Vikings are doing so well considering all their injuries. And it's just reality just kind of caught up with them, right?
Pretty much, essentially, that's the idea.
I did want to ask you guys a couple questions about the current quarterback of the Redskins.
Kirk Cousins.
Is he worth $20 million? And would you go out there and give him that $120 million contract after this season?
How much do you like that?
I really don't love it, I'll be honest.
Okay.
I mean, he's all right. He's pretty good, but I don't know how much I love that money.
That's to think.
I'm just saying that's where I'm kind of at with it.
Do you think he's a safe bet at quarterback?
Safer than drafting another one?
Because we just had a team a couple weeks back that we played, and they played considerably worse without their very safe quarterback. Like, I remember mocking the Chiefs because they gave big money to Alex Smith. Like, you just paid all that money for this game manager. Well, guess what?
He's doing all right.
He don't lose games for them.
Yeah.
And he's got more playoff wins than Blake Bortles.
Yeah. That don't take much.
It don't take much.
He has more playoff wins than probably he's got wins.
Okay. But
it's something to keep in mind, definitely.
Because he's going to get that $100 million contract after this season.
I'm coming round on that safe bet is what I'm saying.
But, no, and I agree, but I've also been one of those advocates for, I guess, most of my entire football watching adulthood to draft a quarterback every year.
Well, I mean, I can't. None of us here ever disputed that. I might dispute the round that you draft the current quarterback or the next quarterback, but that's just me. But I totally agree.
Obviously, it worked out for Washington.
Well,
they drafted one after spending a shit ton of picks on him in the first, and then they got Cousins in the fourth in the same draft.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like when Donald Trump says, "For every piece of regulation that we put through, we have to get rid of 2 other pieces of regulation." Like, it sounds good.
Okay,
fair enough. That's a
Bears Buccaneers.
Jameis. Well, they did really good at beating a pretty crappy Bears team.
Yeah,
but Jameis probably had the play of the year.
He did.
Yes. Did you see that?
Oh, my goodness.
That was impressive. Eluded the defense for like 10, 12 seconds and winged like a 60-something yard pass. That was impressive.
It was rad.
We'll skip on down to the Niners and Cardinals.
Okay, this is the game that the Cardinals fans dreaded. Even though they won, they are not good.
No, Cardinals suck. Breaking news. They're not what they aren't what they thought they are. What they thought they were.
Were.
In the words of Denny Green. And Justin.
Yeah.
And
but here's the game that the NFL needed. NFL
I want
ratings.
1,000 of these.
We need more of these. Everyone needs more of these. Cowboys, Steelers.
Yeah.
35-30 at Heinz Field. But the scoring in the last quarter was off the chain.
So good for my fantasy team.
I think there was 4 scores in like the last 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you had 12 points by each team in the fourth quarter.
And guess who had Big Ben as their starting fantasy quarterback and Zeke as their starting running back?
Playing the odds here.
And someone with a red beard. Oh, well, someone else with the red.
I was
rocking
a shootout,
and you got it.
I got 38 points from Zeke. That's
Zeke is money.
That's elite quarterback points in our league.
All right. So here, I think we know Clay's take on this.
And to wrap it up, the Giants beat the Bengals on the Monday night.
Oh, the Seahawks Patriots was really good.
Yeah, that's the other really good one.
We need more games like those 2.
Yeah, those 2 back to back.
And honestly, the Battle of the Suck wasn't that bad.
No, the Battle of the Suck was pretty all right, but it's still kind of... I mean, for a sucky game, it was all right. But the Seahawks-Patriots, the reason why week 10, whatever, was the awakening of the defense.
Yeah.
Just the whole kit and caboodle here.
But I did have a question to you about the Cowboys. Okay. So, Zeke. I wanted to get you all's take on... So when is it all right to purchase a running back?
Purchase a quarterback.
Running back in the first round.
When he is Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. I already told you.
Adrian Peterson. I
already told you I would have drafted Zeke last year.
I guess the bigger question would be: Would you put Leonard Fournette in that category? Or what's the other one?
Or Nick Chubb?
No, not Chubb. Who's the other running back?
Cook.
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook. He's doing all that behind our trash.
Yeah, that line is trash. Pure trash.
The only thing, and this is something I'm going to steal a Pete Prisco line, that I normally don't like this guy that much, because he's just a hater.
He's just speaking the truth.
He's a quarterback lover.
Yeah, he loves quarterbacks.
Well,
that's why he doesn't like running backs.
Well, he said
he likes offense.
Well, running backs offense, bro.
Yeah, yes, but he likes airing the ball down the field is the kind of offense he likes. Well, okay. He likes an aerial game.
All right, so this is what he said, and I kind of agree with it. I kind of disagree with it. He goes, "Would you have picked Zeke over Jalen? They're both elite,
right?
But his thought process is Zeke's only got 6 to 7 years in the league, whereas Jalen has got 10 or more.
Right.
Look how long Woodson lasted.
Yeah.
When you get an elite
and that's kind of where I had my point last year in the draft. I mean, that's why I wanted Ramsey. Because you know you're going to have longevity. Obviously, we need a defensive player.
Yeah. We
have a pretty crappy offensive line.
You can make this
They're pretty average.
If you're going to make the argument for running back, they're going to have more, if they're elite,
right?
They're going to have more of an impact for your team in their 6 peak years.
Than the defensive back.
No, it's not about immediacy. Because I think Jalen Ramsey is already a good corner.
Right.
And he's going to go from good to elite.
Yes.
That's where I see it.
And he has the potential to be one of our best players ever.
Let's say he was shut down elite good. Our defense still would not be good enough to win games. He's a complimentary piece.
That is very fact.
Whereas as a running back is a much more needed.
Right.
Okay.
Well, it's a game changing position for the entire game. Where a corner can be, but not necessarily is.
But I agree.
Where a running back, they're going to touch the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, in the term of drafting, they're not looked at as that game changing kind of player.
Right.
But they truly,
could be.
Look at the quality of Vikings teams that Adrian Peterson has drugged to the playoffs before.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the quality of Lions teams, even back in the day of the running back, that Barry Sanders drugged to the playoffs.
Behind very, very crappy offensive lines.
Those very crappy teams.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot
no quarterbacks. Scott Mitchell.
So, yeah, I just wanted to get y'all's opinion on, that, because it was a question that was posed, and I was like, that's a good question.
No, and I totally agree. And I guess that will move to NFL news and notes around the league.
All right, Tony Baselli.
Yeah, Tony Baselli and half the other league.
T-Boz.
T-Boz.
Can we make that the only thing we call him going forward? T-Boz.
T-Boz.
I like him a lot.
I do like him a lot.
My favorite member of TLC. My favorite member of the Jaguars, T-Boz.
T-Boz.
Yep, a Hall of Fame pairs list of semifinals down to 26.
Yep. Everyone making the list, along with Tony Baselli, is another Jaguar great, Morton Anderson.
Yes.
I love Morton Anderson.
Everyone loves Morton Anderson. Well, they're not making. These are semifinalists. A player that actually was a reason why I became very defensive oriented, and that's where I went in school and everything, or started trying to. Stevie Atwater, Denver Bronco. Isaac Bruce, one of the last Los Angeles Rams. Don Coryell. El Coryell. Roger Craig. Terrell Davis. TD.
He's a T-Boz kind of guy.
Yeah.
Where really, 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 really good in a short
period of time. Yeah. So, I mean, same argument there.
If you put in Terrell Davis,
you better put in Bo.
Yeah.
You better. B-Doc, Brian Dawkins.
Yeah.
From the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, of course.
Faneca, Chris Hinton. Torrey Holt from the little turf show up there in St. Louis.
Yeah. I think you're talking about former Jacksonville Jaguar Torrey Holt.
Oh, that guy, yes. I remember that for 20 seconds. I think I actually may have a jersey, but we're going to move on from there. Edgerton James. Jimmy Johnson is on the list.
Yeah. But he'll make it.
Yeah, the hair should be in.
Yeah, that perfect hair. Ty Law and the mean one, Mr. Lynch. John Lynch.
The spitter? Isn't he a spitter?
No, he ain't the spitter.
Oh, that was Romanowski.
That was Romanowski.
Sorry. Rumsey.
Yeah. Clay Matthews, the senior.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I did that earlier today.
Oh, really?
And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, they're already putting him in.
Talk
He's
about
a
white privilege.
Yeah, white privilege. You're in, bro. Kevin Y. Terrell Owens.
Yeah, T.O. I was surprised.
Jason Taylor. LaDainian Tomlinson. Now, that was a heck of a running back right there.
Yeah.
That first cut.
Oh, yeah.
That jump cut, should I say. Hines Ward.
Fuck Hines Ward, though.
I agree. Kurt Warner and Darren Woodson to wrap it up.
Was it?
How was Darren Woodson? I don't know. We're going to move on.
I'm cool with Kurt Warner going into the Hall.
Yeah, I was gonna question that too because I thought he was already a finalist last year.
Who, Kurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
It's a debate whether or not because he lost his job multiple times
Yes.
to not great quarterbacks.
Yes.
Fucking Bulger.
Yes.
What?
Bulger.
I mean, he
He tutored Eli Manning.
yeah.
That worked out well. Who did he not get the start for initially? Leinart? Matt Leinart. That's
Well, they spent a first round pick on Matt Leinart, right?
Yeah.
fair enough. I mean, I guess that's true.
So there was just typical GM bullshit as to why he wasn't starting in Arizona.
Right.
But I mean, he went to 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, one on
Yep.
one, but still, win is a win.
Yeah, I mean, he was so close to winning 2. Well, he was so close to winning 3.
Yeah,
Remember when Fitzgerald caught that pass over the middle?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, I thought it was it.
I thought they were going to beat him that year. I really did. I mean, before the game.
And I mean, think back to the loss against the Patriots. It came down to a long.
They were the heavy favorites.
Yeah,
Everyone had them winning.
yeah. They would have been waxed if the Jaguars got through. But that's a different Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was. But still, they would have been waxing that one too. We're going to take a look at the top free agent flops of this year.
Well, we're not gonna make the list this year because we didn't pick up Julius this year,
No, that'll
so that's good.
be a top list from last year. But yeah, I'm sure he racks in the list. Number 1, and this is from a NFL.com story, but it's a solid point. Bless you. Brock Osweiler. Imagine that. Comes in at number 1 from the Houston Texans. Biggest free agent flop so far.
Yeah,
yeah, hands
I
down.
I mean, would y'all agree with that?
it's
Yeah.
hard to argue. I would argue.
I mean, he put up 99 yards of passing last week against a pretty mediocre Jaguar team.
99.
99.
You couldn't make
90
triple digits.
Yeah. Ryan Fitzy.
Nah. I mean,
I don't think he deserves to be number 2.
no. It's
But, I
not
mean,
even
he-
that painful for the Jets.
I mean, he did throw 6 interceptions in a game.
Oh, he's bad, but I mean, I think what makes you a big flop, the reason why Osweiler is such a big flop, is how much money did Brock Osweiler
That's true.
get?
Fair enough.
He got some serious
But-
money that they're stuck in. They're married to Brock
That's true.
Osweiler.
They are
At
stuck.
least for the next year.
Are the
But-
Jets married to Brian
No.
Fitzpatrick?
No, but he held out. They argued for money
Mhm.
because Ryan wanted extra money and he sucks.
He didn't even get what he wanted.
No.
No, he didn't.
They got a deal on him, and he sucks, and they can move on from next year. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Because there's no Fitzmagic.
And Fitzy will probably come the Jaguars' future quarterback.
Ew.
Oh,
That's
I know.
that's
Wow.
disgusting.
To push Blake. Come on now, guys.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Cody Flanner, tight end, New Orleans Saints. I'm not even really sure. I'm not even sure he's not a trash piece by any means.
Well, Indy trashed him, so that says something.
He wasn't very good in Indy.
No.
He was like a between the hashes kind of guy.
He came in with built-in experience with the starting quarterback, and he still didn't have
Yes.
as good a chemistry as the other tight ends.
Already had built-in chemistry with the quarterback and the offense coordinator.
Yeah,
So should have been a match made in heaven.
and what's his name? The second round, the other tight end.
Yeah.
Just took all his snaps.
And I don't know.
And they signed him to a 5-year, $36 million deal. That's
I think it's only a 2-year deal though, with the guarantee money.
essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still trying to make up for the loss of Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, I don't know either one of these offensive tackles, to be honest. So
Russell Okung.
You're gonna have to.
He's a Seahawk.
Yeah, he was a former Seahawk.
Yeah,
they
don't want to let the Seahawks let him go.
He was actually fairly all right with them.
Yeah, he looked pretty good up there.
And Donald Stevenson.
Yeah,
I have no clue.
And I disagree with number 5 because.
But he's not been good.
They must have not seen the Kansas City game.
Yeah, that Kansas City game.
Chris Ivory comes in at number 5 for the Jaguars, and I can't blame Chris Ivory because I've been watching the Jaguars closely, unfortunately, and a big part of it is the offensive line just can't run block to save their life.
No, they can't. I mean, that's the biggest reason for both of them. I think Ivory would be a lot better if the line could run block.
It's in context because this team was in a place to where they could splurge. They almost had to splurge.
Yeah.
All right.
Because they're so under the cap. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I disagree. I disagree with number 5 too, and number 6. Even though I don't think this guy's very good, I disagree about Robert Griffin III being even on this list.
It's not fair
because he hurt himself in the first game. I mean, you can't really.
First snap or something.
Yeah, you
it's
can't really
pretty
judge
early.
You can't really judge him being a suck piece by just one game, right?
No, I mean,
it's because it's Cleveland.
It's not his fault that they built their stadium on Indian Burial Grounds.
See, exactly.
Like, they're so cursed. That's not his fault. Like, he's not the only quarterback injured. I mean,
yeah, I think they were at one point at their 4th-string quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I imagine.
All right, Dwayne Allen. See, I knew it. I couldn't think of this guy's name. Yeah. So
with the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah,
tight end.
They just traded one crap turd for another crap turd.
I mean, I guess this one has a different shade. Maybe, I don't know. But either way, they decided to let him go and see if they could develop this one to a more of a receiver as well as a blocker.
I mean, it's a little nicer deal. Save about $30 million.
I'm glad to see the Colts on the list, though. That's
good.
Their sweet spot.
Oh, this is a good one. Now, this is a good one. Number 8, Arian Foster. All right, so they did not believe in their homegrown talent, and
so that means you did well.
Yeah. So they went out and splurged on a 30-year-old running back or 29-year-old running back.
He was basically being cast off because he was crappy.
Yeah,
and injury prone. And then all of a sudden, Jay Dye breaks out, and then Foster retires.
Yeah, right at the age of 30. Yeah, I knew it. Andre Smith,
offensive tackle.
You're gonna have to get her to bail me out on that one. I have no clue about this guy.
He's pretty much average his day as long.
I mean, ever since he's gotten in the league, he's had injury issues.
Yeah. They were just basically looking for help on the line.
He was the same draft as Eugene Monroe.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're not that great.
And last but not least, Ruben Randall, the former New York Giant.
Yeah, I mean, but the deal is great.
Yeah, they've got him for a bag of chips and a hot soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think they got a good grasp of what a free agent bust is all about.
No, I mean, I guess the only ones I'll give him is the top one.
Carson Wentz is the perfect storm of awful and expensive. A lot of these guys are awful and cheap. So whatever, you can get out of it.
Except for the Jaguars one, which I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure it's him as much as it's the team around him.
Right.
You look at the dumb stretch plays they were putting Ivory on.
Yeah, he's not. He's a plotter. He's not a.
I don't know why they do that.
Speed back.
As a Jaguar fan, I don't blame Chris Ivory.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
either.
I can't just yet. Give me a couple more weeks.
Yeah, give me a couple more weeks. I'll be in a place to fully blame everyone. I've already blamed Allen Robinson for our problems.
Yeah, I mean that one I'll do because they're not catching balls.
Yeah.
A couple of little tidbits of news. Packers have claimed Christine Michaels off waivers from the Seattle Seahawks.
Which
is like his third release from the Seahawks, I swear.
Which he was the leading rusher as of last week.
I guess he pissed somebody off. Don't piss off Pete. Word to the wise. Saints waive James Laurinaitis. And Gronk misses practice again this week
For
after
a
punctured lung.
Yeah.
And he still might be playing in a week.
That's a man right there.
Yeah.
That's Gronk.
How do you even fix a punctured lung? Do I want to know?
I don't know. And DeAndre Levy said he is proud that he broke dirtbag Joe Paterno's leg in that game versus in the Wisconsin-Penn State game years ago.
Okay. That's a little weird.
Weird brag.
Weird brag.
It is. Very weird. Now let's touch on Dallas. Dallas, for the first time in years, actually has the best record in the National Football League at 8-1.
Yeah.
But this is mostly without Romo, all because of the surprising play of Dak Prescott. And, of course, as we were talking about earlier in the program, Zeke.
Yeah. And honestly, I think I can't say it because I'm not a fan of this particular team, but Romo with Zeke, I feel like there would be miss no beat, to be honest. I think it's a plug and play situation because they are both playing very similar, Romo and Dak. Same scheme, pretty much. I mean, they open it up a little bit more for Dak, but I feel like he would just keep pitching the ball over to Zeke anyways.
I mean, it might, but I understand Jerry Jones' motto.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go with the hot hand.
Yeah. Of course.
So, I mean, it makes logical sense.
Leading the NFL with 1,005 rushing yards. I think he's like the third or fourth fastest to that.
Yes, right behind like Eric Dickerson and I want to say Adrian Peterson. That's pretty damn good company.
So where does Tony go from here?
Yeah.
He's got a $23 million buyout, I believe.
So do you trade him? Do you cut him?
I think. Okay.
Because that would be a lot of dead money on the cap.
Because he kind of like
something that
Jerry Jones kind of bristled at the notion that he'd get traded away.
Something that was put out there yesterday in the Twitter sphere, they said that if they could get a first round pick for Sam Bradford, damn. Because I think even Romo, brokeback Romo.
Nah. You ain't getting no first round pick for brokeback Romo.
I don't know.
No.
Well, I said the same thing about Sam Bradford.
Yeah, I said.
Yeah.
I definitely said.
So
I doubt it. I'll put a beer on that one.
There are teams that are very, very desperate.
Maybe. I mean, desperation goes to desperate times, but you're talking about someone that's going to be 37 next year.
Yeah, he only has about 2-3 more years.
He's like a Subaru, which is very reliable, very good vehicle, with 300,000 miles.
I was about to say, he's got 300,000 miles. He's probably got on his like 7th set of tires, a new engine.
Yeah. He's a Subaru with 300,000 miles.
I'm not
They're
saying
good vehicles, Clay.
Yeah, they're good vehicles.
It's a good vehicle. I'm not going to buy it.
But his all-wheel drive's like broken.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy
Yeah.
that shit.
After Sunday's come behind victory over Pittsburgh Steelers, despite his affinity for Romo, Jones declared Dak
The man. Yeah. So, what are options for his landing site? Chicago, maybe?
Nah, I don't see that. I see
because they're not a big fan of Cutler out there.
It's got to be a win-now team. Like I don't think Jacksonville does it.
No, Jacksonville doesn't pull.
Some people have talked about Jacksonville.
Jets doesn't pull. Now
you don't think Jets?
Denver.
I think the jokes about him becoming the next quarterback in New York for the Jets started like in preseason.
It would only be appropriate to follow the Favre model.
Yeah,
history.
Honestly, out of the teams that you got listed,
he would just have to send a dick pic to Jen Sturger. Make it perfect.
Yeah, Chicago Jets, Denver, San Fran, or Cleveland. Out of those
Cleveland.
Four teams. Sorry, I can't even add. Denver sounds like the best one for him. I mean,
you got to pick the closest to win now. Then I guess Denver.
Yeah,
because it's going to be a win now team.
Yeah,
right.
Or else he'll probably just retire.
The only other possibility I could throw in there would possibly be Los Angeles, but they're not going to. They don't want to put Baby back on the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, they got their quarterback. They've got to put out there now.
Yeah, he doesn't know where the sun rises, but
no.
but they're going to go with him because they have to.
Right.
So you'd have to pick a team that's just full-on shit show at quarterback. That's why Denver, I don't think, is the team I would pick. The Jets.
Yes.
Jets are the team I would pick.
I'm not sure the cap situation. I know Denver always could finagle something.
They'll probably cut someone or trade someone else off and pull something going.
They could, but they like Trevor Siemian.
They do. I mean, they seem to like him. And don't forget they have Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, but I mean, I would take a slightly used Tony Romo 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah. That's 4 years ago is a lot different.
Yeah, give me a couple more years of tread, and I'd probably take him.
Yeah, I would take him in a heartbeat. So with that, we're going to skip on to Week 11. And get ready to wrap this sucker up.
Look ahead, Saints, Panthers, Thursday Night Football.
What's the score in the game right now, guys, since we're live on the Boldcast?
I think it's only 10-3. I think.
And who's winning?
The Carolinas.
Carolinas. So both South Carolina and North Carolina.
Both of the Carolinas powers combined are just too much for New Orleans to handle.
One little city versus 2 states. It's a lot.
I know, right?
Yeah, 13-3 Carolina.
Whew. Wow.
Yeah. But bigger news, which is not pro football news, which is inappropriate for this podcast,
Sure.
is 31-0 Houston over Louisville.
What?
They did a trick play, 50-yard pass. They're beating Louisville 31-0.
Man, I'm gonna have an upset person.
Mark is gonna go ballistic.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
all right.
Well, that's great. So breaking news: college football
playoff rankings are gonna be screwed again.
Yeah.
Luckily, they weren't in the top 4. So
well, people kind of expected this in the middle of the season, but not when.
Not when it started counting.
Well, not when Houston fell off the bandwagon middle of the season.
Yeah, you didn't expect Houston to pull it together like this against Louisville.
That's funny.
All right, so
I don't know. What kind of points do you think we'll see? We saw 79 points between the Saints and Panthers week 6.
Not that many.
I don't think so.
Even though they're trying to pull together right now, the Saints are. Yeah,
and they look
30.
So good.
They got about a minute 30 before the half, and it looks like they're gonna probably punch in at least get a field goal, so they'll make it a little respectable.
They're wearing kind of like fullback uniforms.
Those are some sexy looking uniforms.
They're really rad.
That's a goal they should use all the time.
So, okay, this one's pretty cool. This game coming up, I think it's Monday night, right?
Yeah, I'm about to say this is our Monday night game.
Oakland takes on Houston, so it's an Oakland home game, I guess.
Yes. Raiders are home.
I don't know.
They did some draft things down there during the draft. They had, I want to say, like Jim Plunkett and some other people doing draft picks down in Mexico
City.
City.
Made it to the Mexico City game, and I'm stoked.
Yes. I wish I knew a little bit more about this game because it's kind of intriguing. They did some modifications to the stadium down there to make it slightly more safe.
I know they told the players stay in the hotels.
Yeah, of course.
And do not answer people that you do not know because they may be kidnappers.
And travel in groups.
Yes.
That's what we did when we went overseas.
Some big boys if you're going to try to kidnap somebody.
Well, they said they may try to kidnap you for ransom. Get some cash.
70.
All right.
Some ransom.
Ransom.
All right, but I'm definitely gonna be watching this game. It's gonna be lights out.
Oh yeah, I'm stoked for it. See everyone climbing the fences and just shaking everything around.
Maybe one day I'll actually make it down to the Mexico City game.
I'll let you do that. I'll watch it on TV.
Oh yeah.
Because I think.
Okay, Justin and I are watching it on TV.
I think
we'll let Jason go to it. Attend it live.
I think, dude, they don't care about me.
That's fine.
I'm just a regular old bastard.
Well, that works.
But I think just because when I was in Mexico when I was younger, we went to a football game in Mexico, and that was lit.
Pretty lit. Pretty fired up.
Yeah, they hold nothing back. They actually throw not plastic bottles, glass bottles at the freaking players.
I've seen that before. Browns Jags, 2001, 2.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Somewhere in that
the refs
ballpark.
just called the game.
Yeah, they just called the game like 30-something seconds left because the dog pound's just like tossing bottles. This is before it splats. Just bottles into the end zone.
That's crazy to me.
But it's Browns fans. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, they already lost one team, so.
So that's your highlight, right? That's your highlight of the week.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, do you see a game
else
that's really going on here? I don't really see anything of note.
I think the Bills-Bengals is going to be a tight game. Well,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
not.
Bills-Bengals.
Record.
Titans-Colts could be moderately decent.
I guess.
I mean, that game could literally determine who wins the South.
Dolphins-Rams.
No, I think the Rams. I think the Dolphins have figured out what works for them.
Well, the one thing I do know about the Rams, they are starting Jared Goff this week.
Yep, so I think the Dolphins win that pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. There's not a lot of great games.
No. Oh, Buccaneers go to the Chiefs.
That could be a toss-up game.
Oh, here you go. Ravens-Cowboys.
I think Cowboys.
Cowboys, dude.
Yeah.
Ravens aren't that great.
They're all right, but not great.
Somehow they're like either first or second in their division.
And your Sunday night game is the Packers at the Redskins.
Ugh.
That is a whole bunch of sleep.
I'm taking Redskins on that one.
I'm taking sleep is what I'm taking.
Yeah.
And with that, thanks for joining us. We're going to wrap this sucker up. And be sure to tune in to the Circle Up Proud Weekly coming up next on the Boldcastify Media Network. Thanks, y'all, for being here. See, man, Justin's already pumped. I mean, what are you going to do? It's that time. And it's football. Be sure to check us out. And Jason's a little pumped about the Thursday night game.
You're done, buddy. Sorry.
So, with that being said, check us out on Boldcastify, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all that good stuff. Have a great night.
Bye.